I am Rahul Bharwani from Dhruva Institute of Engineering and Information Technology, Bhopal. Today I will discuss about what is interface, why we why we can't create objects interface, and difference in abstract classes and interface. Let's start with what is interface. We know that abstract class is a class which contains some abstract method as well as concrete methods. But when a class only contains abstract methods and there are no concrete methods, it becomes interface. Can we create objects in interface? The answer is big no. Do you wanna know why? Because an interface only contains abstract methods which are all incomplete methods. So it is possible to create an object to an interface. In this case, we can create separate classes where we can implement all the method of interfaces. These classes are called implementation classes since implementation classes will have all method with body. It is possible to create object to implement implementation classes, but we can't create object to interface. An interface is more useful when compared to the class, owing to its flexibility to provide necessary implementation for the object. Let's elaborate this point with an example. Suppose you have rupees in your hands. You can spend in rupees only at shops where billing is done in rupees. But if you go to a shop where dollars are demanded, so rupees will not be accepted. Here, money is like a class, and a class satisfies only the requirement in the intended for it. It is not useful to as name handle in different situations. Now let's take another example. Now suppose you have credit card. You go to a shop where rupees are accepted, card can be used. You go to a shop where dollars are accepted, there also you can use your card. You can use your card wherever you want as card support every currency. Here card is like interface which performs several tasks. In fact, credit card is just a piece of plastic that only has your name and your bank name. It doesn't have any hard cash at that time. Then how shopkeepers get the money from credit card? Actually, behind the credit card you have your bank account number which has money from which it can be transferred to shopkeeper. This bank account can be taken as implementation class which actually performs the task. Abstract classes versus interface. It is discretion of programmer to decide where to use abstract classes or interfaces. Generally, abstract classes are used when some common feature is shared to all objects. Example: let us take Retailer 1, a class which represents a retail shop. Retailer 1 wants textbook of class 10th and some pens. Similarly, Retailer 2 also wants textbook of class 10th and some papers. In this case, we can understand that the white text book is the common feature shared by both the retailer, but the stationery asked is different. This means the stationery has different implementations for different retailers, but there is a common feature textbook. In this case, programmer designs wholesaler as abstract class and retailer 1 and retailer 2 are subclass. Now let's see the program of given example. This program contains abstract class. So here normal method of abstract class with body, and here method is declared without body, and coding is done. Now let's run this program. You can see this Java space C space. As you can see, no, we didn't found any error. Now Java space use. On the other hand, the programmer uses as an interface if all features needed to implement differently for different objects. Suppose retailer 1 and retailer 2 demands for book of different classes, then even textbook method of wholesale class need different implementation depending on retailer. It means void stationery method should be implemented differently depending on retailer. So in this case, the programmer designed the wholesaler as interface and retailer 1 and retailer 2 implementation classes. Now let's see the program of given example of interface. Here, method declaration without body and method declaration without body same, and the coding is done. Now let's run the program. Java. First, let me clear this. Java C space interface. Sorry, Java C space interface dot Java. Now Java space use. So you can see the output. Let's see difference between abstract class and interface. An abstract class is written when there are some common features shared by all the objects. An interface is written when all features are implemented differently in all different objects. When abstract class is written, it's duty of programmer to provide subclasses to it. An interface is written when the programmer wants to leave implementation to third-party vendor. Abstract class contains some abstract methods and some concrete methods. An interface contains only abstract methods. An abstract class can contain instance variable also. An interface cannot contain instance variable. It contains only constants. All the abstract methods of the abstract class should be implemented in its subclasses. All the abstract methods of the interface should be implemented in its implementation classes. Abstract class is declared by using the keyword abstract. Interface is declared using the keyword interface. Thanks people for watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel for more tutorials.